This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Wednesday, November the 24th. Race number 7 at Tampa Bay Downs. Let's throw up the field. We're scheduled on the turf. We're going 1 mile and a 16th. It's an optional claiming race for fillies and mares, 2 other than condition, $32,000 optional claiming price. Download those free Formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us, and play the race with DRF Bets. Mike, the 1B up looks like she is in a very good spot. Only 4 lifetime starts, but the 2 losses excuses. One over very testing ground in the Christiana, where she chased a fast pace, and then at Saratoga, where she faced 4 next out winners.
Yeah, that was a pretty live race back at Saratoga. So maybe that's an excuse. She got an overall good trip that day and just wasn't good enough, but that was an okay field, and she came back with a nice win last time.
And as we see from the Timeform US pace projector, the number 1B up's versatile from a pace standpoint. Timeform US has her in mid-pack. I think if the pace is slower, she can be closer to the pace. The 2, Tap Dance Fever, is coming off of a win on dirt. She has only raced once on turf. She did show good speed that day.
Yeah, she has speed. I expect her to go forward. I thought there were a couple of candidates to be forward in here, Dan, including the 2 horses directly to the outside of Tap Dance Fever. So we'll see if this pace gets faster or not. It could.
Pugilist is the number 3. This horse returned off of a short layoff to win, going sprint to route in gate to wire fashion on June the 12th. Her next race was just fine, going 1 mile and a 16th, although she had an uncontested easy lead and was run down. And last time out, I think she just went too fast on the lead. I agree with you. She does have early speed. I think she has shown the ability to sit in the past, but I do believe her best game is when she's forward. I think she's going to try to make the lead.
I think she's going to. We'll see if she can make the front. If Tap Dance Fever makes her work hard to clear to her inside. I think she is going to go though. I do think she's a relatively dangerous horse in there, Dan. I'll be interested to see what kind of price she is. I think she can. She's not exactly a winning type, especially over the last couple of years. But this is a pretty good spot for her.
I do think the 4 Classy Woman's found a very nice spot. As you see on the projector, she has the tactical speed to find her place, and she just loves Tampa Bay Downs. 3 of her 4 lifetime victories have come at this track. She's 3 for 21 on this turf course, 1 for 18 everywhere else. She earned a stakes placing over the spring at Tampa Bay against fellow Florida breds, where she went to the front. I thought she took on some decent fields at Colonial in her last 2 turf races.
Yeah, I did too. She did have a really good winter here last winter, so maybe she'll come back to that kind of form this year as well. Because you said it feels like she does like racing here. She is another horse, though, Dan. Basically, all of her good races are when she goes forward and can be part of the pace, and that may not work that well in this race.
2 back, she was in against a horse, the 4th place finisher, who came back to win a restricted stake at Delaware with an 82 buyer. First Mate is the number 5. This horse down from Canterbury, 4th against Minnesota bred stakes company last time out. The winner of that race would come back to run 2nd in an open entry level allowance on dirt at Delaware with a 68. This mare has done some good things in her career. Maybe she gets the right race flow here.
Maybe she does. She's also, very lightly raced, relatively speaking, as a turf horse. She won the first 2 turf starts of her career in races that were separated by about a year. And she's been concentrating more on the surface lately. I guess her race 2 back gives her a chance. I can't say that I loved that performance, Dan. I thought she got a good trip and had no excuse not to win. But I don't know, maybe that was a tougher spot than this one.
The 6 Zarina started her career like she had a lot of potential. She won a little stakes race at Gulfstream Park back in July of 2019. She hasn't really improved much since then, but her last race was somewhat promising. We're going to watch that effort right now. First start off a 2.5-month layoff over the new Tapeta surface at Gulfstream Park, and at a big price, she finishes a solid 3rd. She is the kind of mare that is really hoping for a contested pace up front.
Yeah, I think that could really work for her. And I thought that alone made her mildly interesting, especially at the morning line price of 10-1. I do feel like her best races are when she can just sort of sit and make one run, and she should get the opportunity to do that here.
Graham Motion will put the blinkers on the number 7 Tonal Verse, a horse that was likely overmatched against Stakes Company at Delaware last time out. 3 starts back in a grade 3, just up against it. If you can eliminate those 2 turf races, you're left with a win on the dirt and a prior win on the turf. Now, those figures are slow, but she has shown that she can step on the turf, and she does have some tactical speed.
Yeah, I mean, she does have the one turf win. It's an extremely slow race, but it did come off of a long layoff, and she was still lightly raced at that point. So you could hold out some hope for improvement with this horse. I would want a pretty big price.
Serene, the number 8, goes out for Godolphin and trainer Owen Hardy. This is a daughter of Tappet. She won on dirt in an off-turf race last time out at Hawthorne. The race prior to that at Kentucky Downs, she caught yielding ground. Her stablemate Adventuring won that race, would come back to run third in the Grade 3 Valley View at Keeneland with an 84 buyer. It seemed in that race the Godolphin runners were intent on getting off the rail as much as possible. Serene followed Adventuring, just couldn't quicken with that horse.
Yeah, I mean, that race was too tough for her. I'm not going to be too hard on her for that performance. I would rather evaluate her on her other races, Dan. One start as a 2-year-old, very, very green that day for Bill Mott. I would give her a pass. But her 2 wins are on the main track. I thought she ran pretty well in both of those races. If you're just going to go off the one turf race, that allowance race over yielding ground at Arlington, I thought she ran okay there. I didn't think she ran great, but I think she ran okay. And she just feels like she has a lot of room to improve. I mean, I feel like she's a horse that you could easily make a case for in here, and she's probably not going to be the favorite.
The 9 Molly's Angels entered main track only, so we'll move on to the 10 VIP Nation. And as we take a look at our top selections, that's where you land, Mike. And this is just a hard-hitting runner. She's won 9 times in her career. She's very capable on turf. She shows that she's sharp by coming off a win on synthetic. It's all about working on a trip from this far outside post, but she's won from on the lead. She's won from off. Yeah. She's hickory.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. And I do like the fact that she's pretty tactical. So I'm hoping she can overcome the outside draw here. You mentioned the easy win last time on a different surface. I even feel like going 2 back, Dan, off the claim for this high percentage trainer. She was going to win that day. She got very unlucky not being able to get through on the inside in the stretch, and it cost her. But she ran well that day. I just think she makes a lot of sense in here. And I just sort of felt like the horse down on the rail, be up. If she's going to be favored, I won't be surprised if she wins, but you're kind of betting her off of intangible. She hasn't run a race that gives her an edge on this field.
Mike's going 10, 1, 6, and 8. Serene, lightly raced, just like the 1B up. I think she does have a little bit of upside. She's got to prove that she can do it on the turf. As Mike mentioned, both of the wins have come on the main track, but she's run well enough on the turf that I think there is something there, and I think she can take a step forward with the proper race flow. 10, 1, 6, 8 for Mike, 8, 1, 4, 6 for me. It's the Wednesday race of the day. It's the 7th at Tampa Bay. Good luck.